Hi everyone, this is Taylor St. Germain with ITR Economics. Really looking forward to being back this year and looking forward to seeing you all in California on September 23rd. I know there's a lot that's gone on in the economy over the last year since I spoke to you all, and a lot of uncertainty still, a lot of challenges in the geopolitical world, and my job is going to be to cut through all of this noise. And as far as what we'll be discussing on September 23rd, I'm going to kick things off discussing the global economy. We're going to take a look at geopolitical events, current events, and how they're impacting economic growth, not just here in the US, but around the world. We'll discuss trade and how our trade relationships have evolved, especially since the tariff policies have continued to remain in place. From there, we'll chat about inflation and interest rates. Not only will I highlight where inflation is going over the next 3 years, but we're going to talk about some of the key drivers behind inflation. We are growing more and more concerned with things like labor costs, electricity costs, input costs, and so we'll unpack some of that data. And then, of course, we're going to discuss interest rates, where the Fed's likely to go with interest rates, not just for the rest of 2026, but as we look out to 27, 28, and beyond. This new Fed chair in relationship with the current administration is a fun and interesting one, and we'll spend our time unpacking some of that. Then we'll chat about labor and AI. It's very important we're thinking about ways to drive our productivity and efficiency as we deal with some of these inflationary challenges. So important conversation there. And of course, I always cover the demographics of the labor market, which is always a fun conversation. We'll discuss which markets are expected to perform better than others. Again, not just in 26, but as we look forward. There are some markets today that are struggling. There are some markets that are growing at a double-digit pace. And it's really important we take a step down from just looking at something like GDP to really unpack where this growth is happening. And then finally, the 2030s. And I hear there's a few of you out there that have some bones to pick with me as it relates to the 2030s. And I'm going to give you my update here. I want you all to understand the way we're approaching 2030 and why we do believe that 2030 is going to be a challenging time. But this year I'm coming with solutions. We're going to talk about which industries to position yourself, your business in the long term, so we're best prepared to take on the 2030s. We're going to talk about which geographies, which US states are going to perform better than others in the 2030s. So my message as it relates to 2030 is not just why do we see this being a challenging time, but instead, how do we take advantage of this? There's no such thing as a bad phase of the economic business cycle, but there's a big difference between being prepared for one. And that's really what we're going to focus on as it relates to the 2030s. So I'm really looking forward to joining you all in California. Please connect with me ahead of time on LinkedIn. Let me know what's on your mind, what questions you have, what topics you'd like to hear. I want to make myself as useful as I can be. And of course, I'd love to meet with any of you individually at the event as well. So please connect with me on LinkedIn in advance. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all September 23rd in California. Thanks so much.